Hey, this is Narnia Lover 101 with the Narnia Tubecast. And today I'm just going to be discussing all the controversial changes made in Prince Caspian from book to movie and my thoughts on them. I'm going to start off with the one that's probably been causing the most stir and discussion, Caspian and Susan's romance. What I think is funny and ironic about this change is that a few years ago, I think 2 years ago, there was, on April Fool's, Narnia posted a story that there was going to be a Prince Caspian and Susan romance. It was a complete joke, and it was not meant to be taken seriously. But here we are, 2 years later, and we're actually discussing it for real, and it really is kind of happening. Obviously not to the extent that the joke was said to be, but still, to some extent, there's going to be flirting and etc. It's just amazing. But I'm just going to say right off the bat that there's no reason to have a Prince Caspian and Susan romance. No good reason. It takes away from, as I've heard G. Puddle say many, many times, and I agree with him, it takes away from the awe that Prince Caspian has for the Pevensies and them, and who they used to be, high kings and queens, and during the golden age of Narnia, and that just really takes away from that aspect of the movie, that he's treating her just like any other teenage girl, where he's flirting with her, and that's somehow, I don't see that you would treat someone you had heard stories about when you were a kid like that, like coming back, and it seems like you wouldn't be treating them the same way that you treat anybody else. So it's just, and besides that, it's just not Narnian, so to speak. It doesn't fit in with the book's Narnia as a whole. Like, it's completely, there's little to no romance in Narnia. A little bit between Rabbitash and Susan, but Susan doesn't care about Rabbitash at all. And so really, there's not any romance in Narnia, and I like it that way, and it should stay that way. And people have said that, oh, well, they're teenagers, it's natural. Well, not all teenagers are like that, let me just tell you. Not all teenagers flirt with girls, and it's just kind of stupid. So, the next topic is Prince Caspian and Peter fighting. Not literally fighting, not just with swords for fun, literally fighting because they're angry at each other. Once again, takes away from the awe that Prince Caspian would have for the Pevensies and who they used to be. If someone of old came back, you would not be angry with them and fight them with swords and seriously try to kill them, which it looks like they are going to be trying to kill each other. It's just, and it's so out of character for both Caspian and Peter. Peter, in the book, there's a quote, something like, Peter says that he's not here to take Prince Caspian's place as king, but to put him in his rightful place on the throne as king. And this is completely opposite of that. I mean, it's completely opposite. Instead of not trying to take his throne, he is like trying to be overpowering and say, I want my way, And also Prince Caspian in the book is portrayed as a much more humble kid, and in the movie it seems they're playing him a little bit more cocky, bold, I can do it all, which, once again, not at all Narnian. It's just, because he's older, I can see where they've tried to mesh that, so he's not such a perfect, innocent little kid, because, it's little kids are often a lot more innocent or whatever than older teenagers. But I think that the point of Caspian being like that, humble, is that the rest of his heritage, his uncle and all the Telmarids are selfish, evil, wicked bad guys, and he is so different from that you can tell there's something different about him. You know, he's humble and he's not like them at all, and that just kind of shows that he's set apart from them, different. And so I like that aspect in the book, and I think it's a shame that they've changed it for the movie. Also, there's controversy on the White Witch coming back. In the book, the sorcery and sudden vengeance scene does take place. The witch is, it is discussed about bringing the White Witch back, but it never happens. You don't really know if they could have brought back the White Witch if they tried, you know. In the movie, they say yes, they could have, because they start to. And this doesn't bother me so much as that Caspian's participating in it. We don't really know how this scene's going to play out, so we don't really know if Caspian participates, but from the trailers and clips we've seen, it does seem that he's participating willingly, or something that, you know, or in the confusion he gets caught up in it. That's just, you're getting too much on the iffy side of black magic and Caspian, our hero, getting involved in all that. It just seems kind of stupid to even mess around with that. You know, in the book Caspian, as soon as they mention bringing up the White Witch, he's like, what? No. He kind of gets out his sword and he's ready to fight, because all the stories he's heard about the White Witch, there's no way they're going to bring her back. So in the movie, it seems like more like he's either participating willingly, or in the confusion he's caught up in it. And even if he is caught up in the confusion, he would, I mean, once you realize what was going on, you would try to stop it. You wouldn't just stand there, oh, and then reach out to the witch when she comes up. And in one report, someone who says they saw some of the movie, and we don't know whether they did or not, they say that the White Witch starts calling out to him and saying, I know your father, and stuff, and ugh, corny. Of course, it has a lot to do with how the actors play at, but yes, that's. So I don't really mind that they bring the witch back so much as I do that Caspian's participating in that. I can't think of any other controversies right now. So, signing out. Okay, I just realized I completely forgot one of the most controversial changes they made. Susan fighting in battle and really being active. I really don't know how I forgot that, but I did. Let me just say I do not approve of this change at all. In the book, Susan does not want to fight in battle. I believe in Horses and Boy it says she doesn't fight in battle because she's not, that's not her personality. She doesn't like to kill people, you know. She's more Susan the Gentle, you know. Hence her title. There was a reason C.S. Lewis called her that. And it wasn't because she fighted like a maniac and killed a bunch of, 14 different people or whatever. So, in my opinion, I really wish they hadn't made Susan a warrior girl, because she isn't in the books. And it's a complete opposite, going the opposite direction from her character. So, it isn't a necessary change. There's other ways I believe Susan could have helped out the battle if they wanted to have her involved in the battle. It seems like there's other ways that she could have helped more with strategy or whatever, because she's more like that kind of person to me, it seems, in the book. So, don't like that change. Not even, like G. Puddle calls her now, Susalus, as a little Legolas, and that's exactly how I feel. Like, it's ridiculous, and they're trying to make her into a Legolas, and she's not. So, thumbs down. 2 thumbs down.